Hello, Fishes. As proof of work and mining topic is gaining tractions, so more institutions came into the field, and there is just more news and discussion around it. It's different from proof of stake, especially on the resources or the method to reach consensus. So I would like to share something for you, information to better understand some key elements about it. So today, my presentations will be focusing on two essentials to the industry based on proof of work. They are chips and power or electricity. Let's get started. So as we all know, the chips are a core part and they represent the cutting edge technology. Here's an example. While crypto people ape into DeFi and NFT crazily, in the meanwhile, so there is a brand implant chips making it possible for us to see a monkey playing video games, just as Elon Musk shares. So we could see that chips are the brands for technology realization. So this world just need more chips to make more things come into reality, like something like Tesla's auto driving cars, new Apple products, like smartphones, smart homes, and many more. However, since the demand grows so strong, the world is seeing a shortage of chip supply. Even top technology companies such as Apple are not exceptions. You may refer to this news here. Some of you may maybe have heard that there will be a product release at Apple this week. There will be a new iPad and other things if it's similar to the information, the picture that has been leaked. But the production will be delayed somehow due to the chips supply issue. They just all need chips. So it is not surprising that mining machines manufacturers also experience the same issue, assuming that suppliers should meet bigger orders first from companies like Apple and Tesla. Let alone there are like NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, and other chips company that we are familiar with. So let's explain a little bit more about why we've seen that there are so many brands working on chips, but still chips are hard to get. Since no matter how famous the chips company are, they basically rely on a very limited number of chip makers. Companies like NVIDIA or Canon that design market their chips or relevant products, they are called fabless companies who don't have a department to generate transistors. You may see the list on the top. Those companies are all fabless companies. But only foundries, basically TSMC and Samsung, can actually produce chips outright. So once the foundries have, the capacity of them limited, the whole industry has to slow its pace. So as for mining space, manufacturers now have their own their machines designed with 7 nanometers or even 5 nanometers design ready, but still they have to wait. Since there are Teslas who is on their way to make their newest self-driving cars with 5 nanometer chips, and Apple will go on working with the new iPad Pro with A14X CPUs. That's also 5 nanometer. So based on those information we get, so it's estimated that the shortage will last for another 2 years. So what does this shortage mean to proof of work mining? First thing is like old miners' life cycles has been prolonged significantly, typically those with 16 nanometer chips. Not because anything is related to the quality of their hardware, but because nothing new come out. So a chip shortage is a gift for people who own anything, any model of mining machines released in recent years, generally. Here's an example. You could see that Antminer S9 is an 16 nanometer chips old generation miner, supposed to be retired soon after the halving last year. But now it has turned into an efficient model. It's estimated that all S9s miners produced in history can contribute to like 40 E hash per second. So this Bitcoin bull run just brought most of them back to the network. You know, we see that this chart on the slides. So I heard that the S9 secondary market just boomed. S9's price is now more than 10 times higher than a few months ago. Back then, it was just less than $25 and was set to be shipped to places with cheaper electricity, such as the farms located in Russia and Kazakhstan. This shortage will not only bring back like old generation machines, but also, of course, make this hash rate growth rate slower than that of the previous years. Now you could only place an order for future machines. People can only have the chance to get the machines in Q3 to Q4 if they ordered some in the beginning of this year. This chart we made on this page is according to the public information we collected. It shows there is also a trend that hash rate will be more decentralized as mining companies are deploying a significant hash rate outside China, such as like North American, Russian, and Europe. So in Q1, hash rates increased 26 E hash per second. 42% among them are mainly from North American, according to the information we found. So this is different from the stereotypes that people think most hash rates are usually located in Asia countries. Then we will move to another factor that matters a lot for miners, power or electricity. Basically, as for power, what matters a lot to miners are cost and stability. So mining farms are located in Asia, places like China and Kazakhstan. Also, there are farms in some South Asia countries. So, and there are farms located in North American countries like US and Canada, also European countries like Russia and Iceland. Regions full of natural resources can provide cheap and stable electricity, and they attract a lot of miners. So generating power burns the fossil resources or geothermal energies, or using clean energy like hydropower or wind power. So some of them are clean, some are not. You could refer to this picture to see the source of U.S. electricity generations in the chart to get some general ideas about the types of resources. So sometimes a miner will turn machine on and off due to maintenance issues. So that that kind of things contribute to the fluctuation and hash rate chart. But basically, miners pursue maximizing the operation time to seize as much hash rate as possible. Though there's no such rules or requirement in the Bitcoin protocol asking them to be online all the time, actually they can enter and exit anytime. Miners want power to be as stable and powerful and as possible, and 24/7 all through the year. So you could see why now too many farms are using solar power, which can only be generated during daytime. So there are some seasonal phenomena that have happened in recent years. So this is a hydro season migration. Basically happened among Chinese miners who chased cheaper electricity price. But this year, due to the Bitcoin price growth a lot, so many miners did not migrate. Things they don't want to sacrifice like the time for like 2 weeks travel on the way. But still, some will do the hydro migration. And this seasonal change is still noteworthy to understand the changes on the Bitcoin network, such as hash rate change and difficulties change. As the rain season began, regions in southwest China can have mining hydropower for more than half a year. So miners in the north would transfer their hardware to the south, so that the cost of electricity can usually be saved for 40%. You could see the chart on the page that some significant network difficulties drop in May 2020. It happened when miners turned off their machine to start the migrate. And then the difficulty just go back to the network after machine turned on in hydro farms. You could see the time point like here, and then it drop, and then it get back, and here is drop and then get back. So just then in November here, similar things happened when those hash rate have to travel back to farm in the north. And hydropower is usually in many places all around the world, such as it's quite common, such as the place Washington and California in the United States, but perhaps it's not common to see similar migrations in other places than China. Also, hydropower in southwest China is very economical. On the left part on the page, you could see some pictures of some hydro farms, and on the right, the vertical pictures show the farm in construction near a small river. There's a lot of rivers like that in this area of China. Southern places like there are not only full of water resource, but also mountainous. This terrain is perfect for people to build dams and make good use of the altitude difference. It is estimated that the capacity in the hydro farms in southwest China this year can be like 1.5 billion watts. If all can be utilized, it can support more than 440 units of like Wastminer M20S mining machine, which has a medium power consumption ratio. This equals to around 30 e-hash per second hash rate in total. So this number is allowed to Bitcoin network. Hydropower can turn into green Bitcoin, no harm for the environment. So, and what may not be what people think, it probably cannot be called a waste of energy. Why? There has been excessive surplus hydropower in these regions, and that is to say, if it is not being used or consumed, it will be wasted anyway. Extra water should be converted into power before letting it flow into bigger river, but alternating current is not easy to be stored, but can only be consumed immediately after it's generated. So basically, miner make good use of this energy and also generate Bitcoin that is a good store of value. Yeah, so that is what I want to share with you mainly today. We will explain more in details in the futures about things what's happening in the proof of work space. Shifts and power, 2 key words for you to know proof of work. Hope that helps. Thank you.